Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erin and I do mostly budgeting videos like the one you're about to see here. Tuning in. I'm really excited to do this video because I'm going to explain to you our aggressive early mortgage payoff, and I have stuffed my cash in an envelope, so we'll count that together. And I'm going to explain to you on how we're going to be paying our mortgage down so much more early than expected, so much earlier than expected. And honestly, thanks to so many of you who gave us such great advice, I cannot thank you enough for your guidance and your opinions, because you share the same opinions as my family, who basically all had the same thing to say. Sit tight, try to pay your mortgage off early, and then enjoy a little bit more financial freedom once that's finished. And then you can do whatever you want. Buy, sell, take your time, figure things out. And to be honest, I never thought that I would own a home free and clear without a mortgage payment. And God willing, I mean, all this plan still has to happen and get carried through for the next almost 5 years. I guess it's about 4 years, but it just feels so good. I mean, just the thought of it. So what I did was I used Dave Ramsey's early mortgage payoff calculator, and I came up with the schematic here. However, I do need to clarify that there is a little bit of a caveat right here that I need to explain with this $5,400 a month. But you're probably wondering, if you're new here, where are you getting an extra $5,400 a month every 3 months? Not a month, $5,400 a quarter to pay these dramatic payments on your mortgage. And maybe you guys, some of you guys can do that, but for us, that would have been very difficult had my husband's retirement not finally kicked in. So we're supposed to be getting, I think, around $2,400 per month. We did get his back pay, but we have yet to receive a single pay. So in February, I'll take a look at that and make sure that it is, $2,400. And if that is the case, the extra money from that money that comes in every month will go toward our home renovations, just so we can do some improvements around the house that really need to be done. I'm not talking cosmetic updates. I'm talking like actual improvements. And so I am really comfortable and excited about this plan. And this entire schedule, basically almost everything that you see here was spit out by Dave Ramsey's calculator. That'll also give you this amortization schedule. And let me give you some numbers and some background first. I'm going to get out my iPad because it'll just be easier for me to do this in real time with you and show you where this is coming from, kind of how we're getting here. So I know that you're getting a glare, but hopefully you can see the important stuff. We bought our house in 2009, but in 2017, we decided to refinance because when we bought our house in 2009, interest rates were crazy. I don't know if some of you remember back then, but it was when the housing market was basically crashing. And so it was time for us to refinance, get a better rate. And at that time, the better rate looked like 4.375. And that was okay. That was definitely doable. It was an improvement. Where we made our mistake was we took it out for another 30 years, which in my estimation, any mortgage right now for 30 years is too long, especially when you're in your mid 40s like I am. My husband just turned 50, but it's too long if you want to have a chance of paying it off in full and still be able to, enjoy it and whatever. So I'm plugging in all my numbers. It was a refinance for $114,000. First date of payment was November 2017. It was a 30-year loan length and the interest rate was 4.375. So let's calculate, and it'll show you precisely what our payoff date is supposed to be, which is true, October of 2047. That's a 30-year term. And the scary number that it's reflecting here is that staying on this plan, this 30-year plan, and just paying the minimum or whatever is required every single month will give us a loan total at the end of $205,000 for a $114,000 loan. So that means that we would be paying almost $91,000 in interest over 30 years. That number is so scary and just, it's just staggering. The nice thing about this is that once you plug in your original numbers, it'll give you this second calculator that allows you to plug in extra payments. This is where I want to do a little bit more of a detailed explanation on why I'm going to plug in 57 instead of 54. The reason for that is that I'm already making $1,000 payments, and our payment is only like around $871. And so I'm already paying over $100 extra every single month on our principal. And what I've decided to do is continue to do that. So for Dave Ramsey's purpose, he thinks I'm paying $871 because he is going on our interest and principal. I'm paying $1,000, so it's coming down a little bit faster to begin with. All I need to do is kick in an extra $5,400 or $1,800 a month. $5,400 a quarter, $1,800 a month. So that's where I'm getting the difference, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Instead of paying an extra $5,400 a quarter, we're actually paying every 3 months an extra $5,700 plus, almost $5,800. So that is why this is looking the way it does. So what I did is I knew I was paying that extra money every month anyway. So this might mess things up by a month or so, but honestly, not really. It's not going to be that much of a difference. So I'm going to do $5,700, okay, instead of 54, because we're actually making $5,700 every quarter. And I'm going to plug this in quarterly, and our extra payment date is going to start on March 1st. 2022. So it's calculating, and that gives us a payoff of December of 2025. 73% faster. So we're going from October of 2047, we're shaving off 21 years and 10 months. We're also saving all this interest. Instead of, we're going from almost $91,000 in interest to just under $30,000. So the original loan payment, if we took it to term, would have been almost $205,000, and now we're looking at almost $144,000, saving 67% on interest and paying it off 73% faster. So 2025, even if it's December of 2025, that's still not that far off, and we would be paid free and clear. I cannot tell you how happy this makes me. And knowing that we have this extra income coming in, instead of saying, oh, let's plan a vacation, or let's do, this, or let's buy this, we're actually doing something that I think is financially the most savvy decision that we could make at this point in our lives. And I'm really, really, I'm thrilled. I could not be happier. I went to the bank because I do my banking. I switched banks a while ago at a different bank than where our mortgage loan is. And so I'm going to be taking in these $5,400 payments. And when I say $5,400, just know that my total for the quarter is going to be $57 because I'm making $1,000 payments instead of $871. But I'm going to take my $5,400 payments in cash, and I'm going to ask them to give me a receipt so I can make sure that the money that I hand to them is applied toward principal, and they don't come back at me saying later, oh, sorry, you didn't specify, and we thought you were paying 5 months of mortgage or 5+ months, because that would screw up everything. So I'm going to be taking in cash payments, and I'm starting this in March because I need to get that money coming in every single month, and I won't be able to make another payment until June. So I want to hold off and just keep to the schedule, even though it's very tempting for me to go in and do this today. It's very exciting. I'm still going to wait until March to do this. And so in the meantime, I will put this either in a safe, or we do have a safety deposit box. I can just stash it in there. I'm not sure, but I'm not really that keen on keeping cash like this at home. Even though I did take this out, I would have had to take it out eventually. I took it out because I also wanted to do this video with you guys. I was very excited for this. So let's go ahead and count it and make sure that we have 5,400 here. And this 5,400 is spoken for. So that's good though. So we have 100, 200, 300, 400, 5, 6, 7, 8, 900, 1,000, 100, 200, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 2,000. So we have $2,000 right here. And let's get our handy little cash holder out. And let's go to our 50s. They divided everything. And when I was getting money out, I'm like, do you guys have any $2 bills? And she's like, no, we don't. It was like, you know, because I'm doing my $2 bill savings challenge, and when I go to the bank, I usually ask. She didn't even look, and I was so disappointed. So 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 53,000. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 54,000. All right, so we'll put all our 50s there, and we're up to $4,000, which is good. All right, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 2, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87, 20, 40, 60, 88, 20, 40, 60, 89, 20, 40, 60, 80, 5,000. All right, so we've got $5,000 so far. And we should have 400 remaining. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400. So we are good to go. And I made, this is one of the envelopes that I've made before. This one is for the quarterly mortgage. And I underestimated the power of my little single fold non-gusseted envelope to hold all this. But yeah, it does. It might split, but right now it is holding it. It is a fat envelope. Oh, guys, I'm so excited. You don't know what I would do to take this to a furniture store or TJ Maxx and just go crazy, or even put this on a vacation. Ugh. But you know what? I gotta be serious. We've gone through some really difficult times financially, my husband and I, losing jobs, getting hours cut, getting pay cuts, working extra side hustles, so many different things. And for two people who have been at the same jobs for like 20 plus years each, it's been crazy. It's been a lot of ups and downs, but you know, I think that we're super blessed. Things have worked out. It's true, when one door shuts, another door opens, or a window opens. I don't know what the phrase is, but God has really, really blessed us and taken care of us and led us on the right path. But I think in order to continue to stay on the right path, you have to do your part too. You can't just, like, when I say you, I'm talking about me. I can't just rely on things to always just work out. I have to put the work in myself. So instead of being tempted to use this for something else, for something more fun, for something that, you know, is tangible, you know, I would love to see, you know, something brand new, or, you know, go have fun spending on a shopping spree. I'm doing what's best for us. Well, we both are. When I say me, I mean my husband and I. We make these decisions jointly. So we're doing what's best for us and trying to secure our future. We don't have kids or anything like that. So we're really just trying to make the decisions that make the most sense for us as a couple. But, you know, obviously, like I said, we have to do our part and we have to be responsible and smart with our decisions. We weren't always smart about our money. And if you guys have been following me since the beginning, we used to owe like $36,000 in credit card and loan debt, and 20,000 of that almost was for a huge renovation to our house. But at the same time, the rest of that's a lot of credit card debt. And guys, that's not the first time in my life that that's happened. It was the first time in my life it was that high. But I've been ups and downs with credit card debt my whole life until I really buckled down, and basically since I paid that off, I mean, I've turned things around so much, and my outlook towards spending, my plans and my goals, and holding myself accountable. I think that we're still on the right track, even though we've received some setbacks that were out of our control. But I just wanted to tell you all this because it's not always easy, but if you just stay the course, things do get easier. I wanted to say that. They typically will get easier. It's easy to get discouraged and to get depressed and anxious and all those things that make things more difficult. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for being on my journey with me. I can't tell you how much that it means to me to have such great friends and such a great support system out there. Your comments mean a lot to me. And I'm sharing this with you just in hopes that it helps somebody else, or at least maybe it's just interesting to you. Definitely, we haven't always had this situation so easy. I'm not saying it's easy now, but it's a lot more comfortable. So I'm not putting it out there to talk about that. I'm just putting it out there to tell you where we were compared to where we're going, or where we're working on going. So yeah, I hope that makes sense too, because sometimes when I get to rambling, I think that I don't always make myself super clear, and I'll try to do better on that. So again, thanks so much for watching. Try out the Dave Ramsey calculator if this is something that you're considering doing, or if you're just curious. Take an extra $100 a month. Where will I be? I think that will shave off something like 5 or 6 years, just making an extra $100 a month. So not that that's always easy, but if it's an option for you, you know, it's something to look into. So hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care.